Good morning, YT family, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey of why I started fasting, period. So, I moved from the big city, California, down to the southern region. And during that time that I moved down there, I was away from my born and raised friends and family, and life like I knew it drastically changed. Come to find out, I was pregnant, and I was already morbidly obese at the time. Then, I believe I wasn't really sure of my weight because I didn't often weigh myself. I didn't even often take pictures, and I still don't always take pictures, but I didn't do none of those things. It was like I knew I was overweight, but how overweight I wasn't really sure. And at the time, there was no scale that I knew that went over 300 pounds. And so I really couldn't even weigh myself to figure out how much I weighed. So I wind up being pregnant with my youngest child, and I went to the hospital. I was a high risk patient. It was a rough delivery. And when I left there, um, they weigh you while you're pregnant. They had to send me to a special place to be weighed, and I needed a special kind of scale to be weighed. And when I seen how much I weighed over 500 pounds. And that was like shocking to me. So I immediately planned that as soon as the baby was born, I was going to lose some weight. I tried ACG, um, every diet you could think of, I tried it. And I'm not going to say that the diets don't work because you do lose weight, but keeping that weight loss that you lost is the hard thing. For me, I can always lose it, but then I'll gain back triple times what I lost and then some. So that was where I was erring at. Then I started an exercise program because, me being a big person, I've always been active. It's never really stopped me from being active. So I started this vigorous exercise program, and I hurt my knee. When I hurt my knee, that kept me busted out from pursuing and continuing for losing weight. So I had reached an all time low. I was still a new mother of my last youngest child, and I got depressed and I was bedbound at home because the doctor had told me because of my weight, it was just best that I stay off my feet and allow this thing to heal. So that's in fact what I did. And as I was doing that, it got to the point that I wanted to know what I weighed because when I would go to the doctor in my main local office where I live, they didn't have a scale big enough to weigh me. To be weighed, I would have to get a referral to the hospital and go to a special scale just to find out what I weighed. And that was embarrassing to me, so it wasn't something that I wanted to do. So I finally decided to go ahead and get two scales and weigh myself, and my weight combined on the two scales reached 617 pounds. And that was enough for me to say, you have to do something about your weight. I immediately looked into all avenues of what I could do, and a lot of people were telling me to do gastric bypass. I had some concerns about doing it that way, and I was really scared of the procedure itself, as well as it being a quick fix and would I really be able to maintain it because with the dieting, I had never been able to maintain my weight loss. To make a long story short, I thought about finances. I thought about me putting in the effort and work to lose the weight because it didn't happen overnight. This was a process that I was just in denial and ignoring my food addiction. So I wanted to go through the process of losing it no matter how long it takes. So I started looking into different things and studying different diets and techniques. And when I found out about fasting, that really was what saved me in so many ways, even though I'm by far where I want to be. It changed my life. I was taking 10 pills a day, and I found this channel called Keisha plus 4 at the time. I think it's called Keisha for Health now. And I started watching her, and she's vegan, and she was intermittent fasting. So I started intermittent fasting. I hooked up with the group of Healthy Alternative, and I started following them closely and watching everything they were doing. Now, meanwhile, even though I'm losing weight, my family was telling me, "You're going to kill yourself. You can't do this and you can't do that." And it started off with just 3 day water fast, just 3 days, and 3 day dry fast. And after I started seeing the results, and I went to the doctor, and they took me off of medication, and I was down to just one pill. I knew that this was something worth continuing to do no matter how many times I failed at it. And honestly, even though I don't weigh 617 pounds no more, and I'm not where I'd like to be, like in the 200s, um, the positive of what it's done to my health as a big person is like a miracle. I went to the doctor recently, and my doctor did my blood work, and this is like the second year that I don't have to take any medicine for diabetes at all. And my blood work doesn't even show that I am a diabetic or have been. Like, I had such great blood work and a very good um, blood count on the AC blood count or whatever. So that is the reason why I started fasting. Is fasting hard? It is for me, probably me, I could say a plus size person, but fasting can be hard for anyone. But it's just like any other diet, because once you start doing it, you have to be willing to stick at it. If not, you're going to gain the weight back. It's that simple. That's why some people are very, very serious about the refeed. They barely eat anything. Right now, I'm not there yet. When I go off my refeed, I pick certain meals in advance of what I'm going to eat, and I eat my meal throughout the day. I don't just cram it down within 20 minutes and then be like I'm done, because I've been fasting for such a long time. I feel like I'm still wanting to just relax and chill for the day and have my pre-planned meal and eat conservatively in moderation, but to enjoy my day of the refeed. So I'm still learning. There's some things I eat that probably other people that fast wouldn't eat. Like, I eat cheese, and I do sometimes still eat meat. I have not went completely vegan or vegetarian, but one thing I have to say about the fasting is that it does so many positive aspects, more so than negative aspects. And it's not for everybody, but when I was looking for something that I could count on, something I could do no matter where I went, and something that I was able to see, not just pounds on a scale drop, but actually changes in my life for the better, water fasting and fasting is what did that. So, anyway, just a little bit about my story and why I started fasting to begin with. And as always, wishing you love, peace, joy, come what may. And I will leave the link in the description box to a weight loss group that I have for support, encouragement, fun, game, and cash prizes as our group grows and we start to hear our voices, because we're not hearing them yet. They're still fresh and new. And then also where I learned water fasting from, Chris James, a Healthy Alternatives group, and he has a YouTube. And then I'm following in behind another fasting group called Snake Diet by a man of Cole Robinson, and he has a YouTube page and a Facebook group on fasting called Snake Diet Motivation. So I'll leave those links in the description box, and I will be back to talk to you guys more about my journey, because sharing everything. Okay, take care. Bye bye.